I'm Rebecca from Live Well Health Centre. Today we're going to be doing a lower body workout. All you're going to need for this workout is just a mat. No other equipment is necessary, and you can do this in about 10 to 15 minutes at home. So we'll start first by laying onto our backs. So we want our feet hip width apart, our shoulders nice and relaxed, and our hands down by our side. We're going to start by tipping that pelvis backwards and slowly peeling our spine up off the mat so that our body is in a nice straight line at the top. We're going to breathe in, breathe out. We're going to slowly curl back down through the chest, then the middle of the back, and then the lower back last. We're going to do a few of these. We don't want to go too high so that we start to arch through our lower back. A good guide is the base of the shoulder blades. This is a really nice one to help warm up the spine. Last one here. Next we're going to move onto our toes. We're going to start to engage the backs of the legs a little bit more. So we're still going to continue with our bridge. We're going to inhale, exhale, breathe out as we slowly peel that spine back up off the mat. This one's a little bit more challenging. Couple more here. Should definitely start to feel those hamstrings working by now. And last one. And rest those heels. For our next one, we're going to go into our dead bugs. So we're going to start with one foot up in the air. So we're going to have a 90-degree ankle at our knee and a 90-degree ankle at our hip. We're going to point our toes. We're going to have a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to keep this angle between the knee, and we're going to slowly bring our toes towards the mat and then bring it back up. Breathe in to return, breathe out as we tap the foot down towards the floor. So throughout this one, we want to make sure that we're stabilizing through our pelvis, keeping that core engaged to help it return. You should start to feel a little burn. Two more on this leg. Good, now we're going to swap sides. Three more. Last one. And lower that leg down. For this next one, we're going to go into our Fema Arc. So this is a similar kind of movement, just with both legs up in the air. So we're going to start by bringing one leg up at a time. The other one's going to come and meet it. We're going to have a nice contact with the mat in our lower back. So we don't want to be too arched through our lower back, and we don't want to be pushing too much into the mat. We just want a nice light connection. We're going to have another breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to slowly dip both legs down towards the mat and then bring them back up. They're not going to go all the way down to the mat without your back arching. So we want to just make sure that we've got that control through our core, and then we're not lifting up through our back too much on this one. Again, want to make sure that we've got this nice angle between our knees. Going to breathe out as we bring the legs away from the body and in to bring them back. A few more here. Last one. Good. Now slowly bring the legs back down. We're going to come onto our side now. We're going to go into some clams. So a lot of you might have seen this one before. We're going to make sure our body is in a nice straight line. So our bum and our heels are going to be in line and our knees are going to be bent. You can have this hand down in front of you. You can lay completely flat if you need to. I'll just pop my hand here for a little bit of support. What we're going to do with the clams is we're going to open and close just at the knees. So we're going to try and keep the hips as stable as we can and the feet also as stable. We're going to open and close. A lot of people tend to try to get it as wide as they can, but you don't want to move that pelvis. So if it means that you have to rock backwards to do that, then just make sure that you close that gap just a little bit. With these ones, slow and controlled is usually the way to go. 3 more. Good. We're going to go into oysters now, so that means we're going to lift our feet up into the air. Again, same sort of thing. We're just going to open and close at the knees. If you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can add a TheraBand or a resistance band around the knees. Three more here. Good. We're going to slowly lower those feet. We're going to swap sides. Again, making sure that body is in a nice straight line with our knees bent, heels in line with our bum. We're going to open and close at the knees for our clams first. I have a lot less more movement on this side. And you will notice sometimes there's a bit of a difference side to side. That's okay, we just do what we can. Two more. Good, we're going to go into our oysters, feet up, and then open and close at the knees again. Last two, and slowly lower those feet back down. We're going to go back to the other side to give this side a bit of a rest. We're going to go into a move that's called Sidekick. So our legs are going to be in a nice straight line with our body again. We're going to have our elbow underneath our shoulder. For this one, we're going to try and not collapse through these bottom ribs like this. We're going to keep it up all the whole time if we can. You'll probably find as the exercise gets a little bit harder, you might catch yourself doing a little bit of this, so I'll keep reminding you to keep that tucked in. This hand can come out in front of you if you're really good with your balance. You don't even need it, you can pop it onto your hip. First thing we're going to do is we're going to slowly lower and raise that leg. You can point the toe as well with this one. Again, you only want to go as high as you can without sort of dipping through here. Last one. Now we're going to sweep that leg forwards and then backwards. Make sure you're not dropping through here. As you bring that leg backwards, try not to arch through your back like this. You want to try and keep it nice and steady through the torso. That's where this hand comes into play in front. Couple more. Good. Now we're going to go into circles. So we're going to go forwards first. They don't have to be too big. Good. And we're going to reverse the circles. 3 left. Good. Slowly lower that leg. Perfect. You should feel a nice burn in the sides. I'm going to swap over to the other side. We're almost there. Again, making sure that elbow is underneath that shoulder. Our body's in a nice straight line. That hand's in front for support. I'm going to start by lifting and lowering that top leg. Make sure you're breathing. Bring that leg forwards and then sweep backwards. Making sure you're not sinking through the upper body and these ribs, and that you're breathing. Two more. Good, now we got our circles. Circles for 10, going forwards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll go the other way. 10, 9, 8. You're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. And lower. Good. Punch it out if you need to. All right, that is our quick lower body workout today. Thank you for joining me and hope to see you around the clinic.